So, will the Happy Isles see a new government, or will it be 4 more years for Manasseh Sogavare? We have Pacific Beat's Evan Wasuka and Solomon Islands reporter Kristen Reader Aumanu Leong from Honiara right now. Hello you, Evan and Chrissy.
Hey, hello.
Hello.
So, you've both been out to vote. Chrissy, you went back to Malaita. How was it all?
Well, it went out really well. So many people outside of Honiara also made that trip. Almost 80% of the voters come from outside of Honiara, so people have been going back in boats. I also traveled 6 hours to get to my village and 6 hours back, so not bad. 12 hours out at sea, Johnson, just to cast my vote.
We're probably a long way off knowing who will form government, but what's the vibe been like, especially for you, Evan, travelling from Australia and going back home to vote?
Well, it's been great to be back here in Honiara for the elections. I didn't have as much travel as Chrissy did to get to the voting booth. I did mine around East Honiara, which is on the eastern part of the capital. So far, very peaceful, and yeah, really good to see lots of people out and about and participating in the voting system.
Now, it was thought that Manasseh Sogavare faced a stiff challenge in his seat in the far northwest of the country. And how true is this? And is there any indication that this could be another 4-year term for Mr. Sogavare?
Well, at this stage, Johns, these are all rumours. I think the most important thing here is that the people get to choose who their leaders would be it Sogavare, be it whoever they think would be the best leader. As the results will come out, we'll be able to be in a better position to tell you whether he's still back in his constituency and what happens next.
Yeah, John, it's still pretty early days yet in terms of the counting and the whole process towards forming the new government. That could take some time. But what we do know is that Choiseul Province, which is where the Prime Minister is, that's among one of the first national seats that will be counted. So we'll definitely know if Manasseh Sogavare is coming back, if he's made that cross in defeating his opponents and coming back for that seat. Then the next step is the government formation period.
Let's take a look now at another big talking point, and that's the big C word, and that's China. A lot has been said about their relationship with Solomon Islands, but we saw in last week's election special covered by you, Chrissy, that it's not something people always talk about on the ground or even care about.
Yes, well, China was one of the big things we heard leading up to the elections. Across the coverage so far, we've seen that there's been lots of other issues like healthcare, education, employment for youth. Those issues have come up. But even yesterday when I was doing my interviews on the ground, some voters also raised this prospect about China and the geopolitics of it. So it's there at the back of people's mind, but it's probably not one of the key concerns I've seen so far. Yeah.
Now, earlier we briefly mentioned the Devil's Night, vote buying, etc., but has there been any progress made in recent years when it comes to clean elections? Because it seems like from the news articles that I've seen and in social media, it seems like things have run fairly smoothly. Is that right, Chrissy?
Well, back in Malaita, where I was on Devil's Night, things seem to have settled there. There was no campaigning happening. So at that remote level, people do know what is meant, when it comes to the Devil's Night or the campaign blackout. But Evan was telling me that this has just recently happened, right, Evan?
Yeah, so you've got this campaign period blackout, which prevents any form of campaigning right in the lead up to the election. So that's sort of come in place to help try and remove those type of events like the Devil's Night, which we've seen in the past. This time around, it's been really, really quiet. There's been no movement or campaigning right up until the 24-hour period before the start of the national elections.
Now, before I let you go, just so everyone is clear, what is the next steps with the vote count, and how soon will the Electoral Office announce any results?
The counting is about to start. I think it started in some places across the country. The exact length of time, the Electoral Commission is thinking 1.5 weeks, up to 2 weeks, for all the results to be tallied. We're expecting the provincial ones to come in first because there's less numbers there, and then the national ones. But as I was saying, the seat where the Prime Minister is expected to be one of the first. So it's just a matter of wait and see.
And also for the Prime Minister one, that will take over 4 weeks after these results come in.
Now, I'm sure we can count on you both to keep your finger on the pulse when it comes to more election updates. But Evan and Chrissy, it's been a pleasure talking to you both today. Thank you, Tomas.
Thank you, Tomas.
Thank you, Johns.